But come to think of it, is Portharcourt that expensive? I will leave that for you to judge by the end of this video. Some of my subscribers on this channel have asked me to do a video explaining the cost of living in Portharcourt. How expensive is it to live in a city like Portharcourt? In case you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Chris Asika. I'm your Portharcourt finance real estate consultant. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back to our channel. We celebrate you and we are happy that you are here. If you're new to this channel, please support our channel by subscribing to our channel. Click on the bell notification so you'll be notified when we post new videos, and also to give this video a thumbs up. To a lot of people, Portharcourt is very expensive, and to some people, Portharcourt is very affordable. To me, it all depends on what you are comparing Portharcourt with, and also the area that you are looking at. If you're looking at accommodation compared to other top cities in Nigeria like Lagos and Abuja, I can boldly say that Portharcourt is very affordable compared to places like Lagos and Abuja. But then, if you are looking at other areas that makes life meaningful in Portharcourt compared to Lagos and Abuja, well, the Lord is your strength. Today we'll be looking at some important areas like accommodation, transportation, internet, electricity, groceries, and some other areas that make life meaningful in Portharcourt. So we're looking at what it costs to afford these things on a monthly basis, or how much you're most likely to spend in acquiring all of this on a monthly basis in Portharcourt. We'll be taking a case study of a family of three. What is it like sustaining a family of three in the city of Portharcourt? A husband, a wife, and a child. So if you're more than three, it is up for you to do the mathematics to know how much it is going to cost to sustain your number in the family, to sustain them in the city of Portharcourt. Some of the things I'll be sharing with you on this video will be based on personal experience, while others are based on research. So that is why I decided to use a family of three, because in my home we are three. Permit me to also mention that I am not married. I am singularly single. Make I not use my hands spoil my market. I am single, but then I'm living with two of my younger siblings. Let's start with accommodation. How much does it cost to accommodate yourself in Portharcourt? Well, it is good we know that there are different areas of Portharcourt. There are the highbrow areas, and there are places that are not that expensive. Life in the highbrow areas of Portharcourt is very expensive. If you're staying in the highbrow area of Portharcourt like GRA, Old GRA, Peter Dele Road, Transamadi, Moji, if you're staying in the highbrow area, you are going to be paying more for accommodation. But then if you are staying in other places that are not among the highbrow areas, you are staying in some parts of Obiakpo local government, you will be paying less. If you are paying for a self-contained, a good self-contained in Portharcourt, you will be paying within the range of 250,000 naira to 400,000 naira depending on the location. If you are paying for a one-bedroom flat in the city of Portharcourt, you will also be paying within the range of 400,000 to 800,000 depending on the location. If you're going for a two-bedroom flat in the city of Portharcourt, have it at the back of your mind that you'll be paying within the range of 500,000 to 1.5 million naira, also depending on the location. Also, if you're going for a three-bedroom flat in the city of Portharcourt, you will also be paying within the range of 700,000 to 2 million naira depending on the location that you are going for. Now let's move over to food and groceries for a month in the city of Portharcourt. Let's first of all start with a week. What is it going to cost you to buy food and groceries for an average family of three in the city of Portharcourt? For a family of three, you should be looking at spending the range of 15 to 25,000 naira for food and groceries in the city of Portharcourt. It is also very dependent on your rate of consumption. If you consume very more, it might be higher than what I just mentioned, but if you consume average, you should be looking at spending 15 to 25,000 naira for food and groceries in the city of Portharcourt. So if you calculate 15 to 25,000 naira, if you calculate that for a month, then you'll be getting 60 to 100,000 naira for groceries in a week. all this is also dependent on your rate of consumption. If you're using gas, you are going to be spending, we buy 750 naira per kg here in Port Harcourt, and I have a 7 kg cylinder, and that 7 kg cylinder takes us for over 2 months. So if you calculate 7 kg, 750 by 7, you'll be looking at 5,200 or thereabout. So that is what we spend for 2 months on gas. So on an average, we'll be spending, like on gas, on an average in a month, we'll be looking at 2,600 naira for gas in a month. For fuel, it all depends on how long you are running your generator. If you're the type that you run generator from 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. before you sleep, you'll be spending less. But then if you're the type that you cannot sleep without AC, of course you are going to be spending more. In Port Harcourt here, we don't have 24 hours light, so we use generator to assist ourselves. So depending on how long you are running your generator. But then let's just start fuel consumption. Let's start it for within the range of 1,000 to 3,000 naira, depending on how long you are running your generator, and also depending on the level of power supply that you get, because you cannot be running generator throughout the day, because the power holding company, they normally bring light. So depending on the volume of light that was supplied on a day, that is what will determine how long you are going to spend running your generator. If you have a nanny in Port Harcourt, you should be looking at spending monthly. You'll be spending 20 to 40,000 naira, depending on who you are employing. Now let's move over to electricity. If you have a prepaid meter in Port Harcourt, which is very advisable, if not, you will be dashing the power holding company, you'll be dashing them money. If you have a prepaid meter, you should be looking at spending an average of 5 to 15,000 naira for electricity every month, depending on your usage. Personally, I spend 5,000 naira in a month for electricity. But if you have more appliances, you are going to be spending more. Like maybe if you have AC on all of your rooms, you'll be spending more. Some people spend as much as 30,000 naira on electricity in Port Harcourt. So depend on what kind of appliances do you have in your home. Now let's go over to data and internet. Personally, for me, I spend 6,000 naira to buy 25 gig, and most times it is exhausted within a week. So invariably, I spend within the range of 24 to 25,000 naira every month on data. If you don't have much doing online, of course you won't be spending that much. But if you're like me, if you're a heavy user of data, you will even be spending more. Of course, uploading this video on YouTube, it costs a lot of data. So I spend like 24 to 25,000 naira every month on data. Now let's go over to the next one, which is transportation. I must confess, cost of transportation in Port Harcourt is a bit high when compared to other neighboring states like Abia, Owerri, Enugu. Cost of transportation in Port Harcourt is a bit high. Now let me start with public transport. If you are commuting in a public transport in the city of Port Harcourt, a 10 minutes drive will cost you about 300 naira for a 10 minutes drive. Formerly it used to be 200, but as a result of the fuel increments, it now moved to 300. So if you are commuting maybe for a 20 minutes drive, you should be looking at 600 naira. If you are using Bolt or Uber, you should be looking at 1,500 to 2,000 for a 10 minutes drive in the city of Port Harcourt. Before the removal of fuel subsidy, Bolt used to be our friend because it was very affordable. But unfortunately, after the removal of fuel subsidy, using Bolt and Uber now becomes super expensive, and a lot of Port Harcourt residents are now adjusting. Right now in the city of Port Harcourt, you see a lot of people trekking to work because cost of transportation is no longer a joke in the city of Port Harcourt. Lastly, let's look at laundry. Right now in Port Harcourt, laundry costs between 400 to 500 naira depending on the location. It used to be 300 before fuel subsidy, but now after fuel subsidy, a lot of laundry, they collect 500 naira per cloth, 500 for trouser, 500 for shirt. If your cloth is suit or abada, you will be expecting to pay 1,500 for a pair of suits or a pair of agbada. So now, bringing everything that I have mentioned in this video, let's try to sum everything up. So for accommodation for a family of 3, I just put an average of 50,000 naira per month, not per year. We are trying to summarize what it is going to cost a family of 3 on a monthly basis. Then groceries for a family of 3, I wrote 20,000 naira for groceries for a family of 3. Nanny, I take an average of 30,000 naira per month. Then transportation, I put an average of 40,000 naira per month for transport. Internet, 20,000 naira per month on internet. Electricity, 10,000 naira for electricity on a monthly basis. Laundry, I wrote an average of 20,000 naira for laundry on a monthly basis. It can be more than that, it can be less. Then fuel, I wrote an average of 25,000 naira for a month. 25,000 naira for fuel consumption in a month for generator. Then for cooking gas, I wrote an average of 5,000 naira for a family of 3. So if you sum everything up, if you sum everything that I just listed, if you sum everything up, you are going to be getting a total of 220,000 naira. You'll be getting a total of 220,000 naira. So a family of 3 will be spending an average of 220,000 naira to sustain themselves in a month in Port Harcourt. For the benefit of our brothers and the diaspora, because those have asked me to do this video, most of them are in the diaspora. They want to have an idea what it will cost to live in the city of Port Harcourt. So for their benefit, I'm going to be converting this amount. I'll be converting it to dollar. So if you convert 220,000 naira, you convert it to dollar at an exchange rate of 750 naira. 750 naira. God help us. So if you convert 220,000, convert it to dollar at an exchange rate of 750 naira, you will get $293.3. So approximately, let's say $300. So what it means is that with $300 every month, a family of 3 can live conveniently and comfortably with $300 every month. Now if you take it in our Nigerian naira, it is 220,000 naira. A family of 3 can live conveniently and comfortable with 220,000 naira. Remember, this is just an average. I didn't go too much. I know there are people that have the money to spend. It is all depending on your lifestyle. I didn't go too high and I didn't go too low. Everything is all centered on your lifestyle. If your lifestyle, you live flamboyantly, of course you can spend ×5 of this money in a month. But an average Nigerian citizen with 220,000 naira a month, a family of 3 can live conveniently and comfortable in Port Harcourt. So what do you think? 220,000, what do you think? Do you think it is expensive? Do you think it is very affordable compared to other cities in Nigeria, compared to Lagos and Abuja? What do you think about Port Harcourt? Will you be considering relocating to Port Harcourt after I have done this estimate? Will you be considering relocating to Port Harcourt? So I want to hear from you in the comment section. Do you think Port Harcourt is expensive? Do you think Port Harcourt is affordable? Let me hear from you in the comment section. And for those that are already living in Port Harcourt, what do you think about my estimate? Do you think an average of 220,000 naira per month is too much, or do you think it is too low compared to what you are spending in Port Harcourt? Let me hear from you. If you have been watching our video and you have not subscribed to our channel, please support the growth of this channel. We want to grow this channel. Please support us by subscribing to our channel. Click on the bell notification so you'll be notified when we post new videos, and also make sure you don't leave without giving this video a thumbs up. Till I come your way next time, I remain your finest realtor right here in the city of Port Harcourt, and my name is Chris Aseta.